The New York Islanders fall to the Detroit Red Wings 3-2 tonight in my first podcast of the year that is going to be done with a loss, but that's okay. I'm just going to classify this game under the you can't win them all kind of games. And I mean, there's lots of reasons. We could have won this game, but we lost this game. It's not the worst thing in the world that happened. Circumstances could have prevented it, but overall, like I said, it's just one of those things where you cannot win them all. And Detroit has been on a heater lately. And I've been watching a few Detroit games in the last little while. I don't know if a lot of people know this unless you've watched my premiere video where I explain how and the reasons why I am an Islander fan. But I was a Frank Mahovlich fan first, so I was a Leafs, Wings, and then Canadians fan. But I hated the Canadians. And so when Frank left the Canadians to go to the WHA, I needed a new team, and I picked a brand new team called the New York Islanders, and I've been cheering for them ever since. But I still hold the Detroit Red Wings near and dear in my heart, but I'm really only a one-team fan. The only way I cheer for Detroit is if it's in the situation. If the Islanders can't win, I hope it's them. But in no way am I a Detroit fan. But with saying all that, I just want to say Detroit has been playing really well right now. They just came off a six-game road trip where they were very successful, like the Islanders were on their seven-game road trip. There was a lot of the similarities in this game that I saw between the first home game for the Islanders when they came back and played against St. Louis and lost 2-1. I kind of saw the same thing with Detroit tonight. They came off a very successful road trip, first game at home, and they were pretty kind of sort of sluggish for the first two periods, other than a section there in the second period where they had back-to-back shifts where they completely hemmed us in. But other than that, they were pretty mediocre in that period. And they kind of reminded me of what the Islanders looked like in that first game back against St. Louis. And really, the only difference I see between the Islanders return game and the Detroit return game. I don't know if you remember this or not, but we did put the pressure on St. Louis in the third period. We just couldn't score. The difference is Detroit scored. And so you get a different result than the Islanders winning. So anyway, let's get into the game, see exactly how it went. And it starts off pretty good for us. It looks really nice as Jonathan Drouin dips off a pass Matt Barzell, and Barzell makes a beautiful backhand pass at 4:27 of the first period, and Heineman, without hesitation, just kind of one times it top shelf toy department for Butch, and lo and behold, the Islanders are up 1-0, and they're looking good. They look like they've actually, they deserve this, and I'm thinking, wow, they're looking really good. But then I can see the sluggishness in Detroit at the same time, right? And so it's just a matter of is Detroit going to wake up or are they not going to wake up? And it didn't really happen. But we get into the second period and zeros for both teams as it just goes basically status quo. So we're going into the third period. We're up 1-0, and you're thinking to yourself, well, 1-0 going into the third period on the road is a great place to be. The problem is Ilya was starting to have to make some really good saves. Ilya has been so good for us this year, really has been. He's been excellent, and he was actually kind of keeping us in the game. And then all of a sudden, Axel Sandin Pellikka, he made a beautiful short side. Those are nice goals. They're hard to stop. You have to be perfect on the shot, and Pellikka was perfect on that shot, and that tied it up. And it was early in the third period, so you're kind of like, oh man, okay, well let's just not blow this thing and make sure we get out of this with at least a point or try to get the lead back. So yeah, with there's still 18 minutes left in the period, but unfortunately we take a penalty, and DeBrincat, Schaefer takes a bad penalty actually, and DeBrincat scores a power play goal. DeBrincat has been so hot lately for the Red Wings. Like, I mean, he's been red hot. The one player who did play well in the first two periods for Detroit was DeBrincat. He was the guy getting all the chances, and he just kept up his solid play tonight. And he scores a power play goal from Mo Seider and Lucas Raymond, and just like that, 3:55 mark of the third period. We're down 2-1, and you kind of think to yourself, oh man, well, at least we got lots of time to come back. Can we do what Detroit just did and make a third period comeback? And lo and behold, we play it fairly even for quite some time. And then all of a sudden, and this happens every once in a while with Scott Mayfield, and I like to call him Scotty Orr when he makes a miraculous offensive play and scores a goal. And he looked like such a stud goal scorer on that goal. But the only thing that I could think of when I saw Scotty do that was that you could definitely tell that once upon a time in his career when he was younger, he was the stud offensive D guy on his team. And that's just the way it is, even with all these guys. When they were younger, at one time they were studs. And every once in a while, Scotty flashes it off. So Scotty Orr streaking right down the middle. Beautiful pass by Pajot, kind of Barzell-like. Did the hesitation, holding on to it, and Lee getting that play going. So all of a sudden we're back in it. Now it's just a matter of, okay, there's what, 8.5 minutes left. Let's just get to overtime, take our point, lick our wounds where we could have won this game in regulation but didn't, and take our chances in OT or shootout, which we've been doing pretty good in lately. However, unfortunately for us, we take another penalty, and DeBrincat makes us pay with his 20th of the year once again from Sider and Raymond. The same combo as the first time. It was rather unlucky too because Pollock made a great block on the shot, but the puck just came right back to DeBrincat. And DeBrincat absolutely roof daddied it. It was a beautiful goal. Ilya had no chance. Ilya had no chance on any of the goals tonight. He was outstanding. So it was it was a weird kind of game because there wasn't a lot of shots, but there was a lot of great saves in the game. Like, I mean, shots were only 21-18 for the Red Wings. There was no domination at all. I guess except for the third period where the Wings outshot the Islanders 8-4. And I guess that's where they won the game. But they did it. They picked up they decided to get Mo on the team, and you never go wrong with Big Mo on your team. And Big Mo, as everybody knows, is momentum. And Detroit had it in the third, and the Islanders just didn't have it. And once again, that's why I say I put this one into a category of you cannot win them all. Could we have won this game? Yes. Should we have won this game? I think we should have. I think we should have played a better third period, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad, and I'm not upset at them. I mean, we're still a depleted team. We need Bo back for sure. He makes a big difference in the team, but not unhappy with tonight's game. Disappointing with the 3-2 loss, and it hurts in the standings because the problem with a loss is you never know if it's the start of a streak. You never know if this is the first of three losses in a row, four losses in a row. Is it, or is it just a one-off, which is what you hope for? And I'm hoping for just a one-off. And nothing that I saw tonight makes me think any differently than it shouldn't be a one-off because I thought the Islanders actually played a half decent game tonight. So anyway, we're going to get into talking about the players. All right, so there's not going to be a lot of glowing reports on a lot of players tonight. Like in actuality, it was a pretty low event game. Like I said, Detroit outshot us 21-18, even though there was a lot of quality shots in the game. But overall, nobody really stood out. There was a couple of people that stood out on the bad side of the puck, but we'll talk about that. So. Anyway, let's talk about Simon Holmstrom. He got 14 minutes and 42 seconds of ice time tonight. He didn't really make he pretty much had zeros across the board, but he was a +1 tonight. Didn't do the job in the penalty kill tonight either, which really let us down. That was a big part that let us down. And that was one of the things I want to talk in the first part of the game or the first part of the video was our PK let us down tonight, but you can't be disappointed in our PK because we're fifth overall in the NHL right now, especially compared to last season. Sure, we gave up 2 goals and 2 tries tonight, but that's why I put this game into the category of you can't win them all. So it's not like our PK is falling apart because of those two those two power play goals tonight. So anyway, but Holmstrom's part of the PK, and so overall, I can't even give him an above average for this game because for those reasons. Duclair, he was a -1 tonight in 15 minutes of ice time. He had one shot on net, but he, you know, there was moments and there was times when you just kind of went like, man, I could see, you could give so much more. You could give so much more. You really could. You really could. But he has his flashes of getting you excited, and then he just disappears for such a big time as well. Matt Barzell was pretty good tonight. He picked himself up an apple and was a +1. He also had one shot on net in 22 minutes and 26 seconds of ice time. We weren't even sure Matt was going to play tonight. So, from what I saw, he didn't look injured to me at all. Hopefully, it's just a nagging thing that next game he's not going to be out because he played tonight and that. But I thought Matt looked really well, and I was actually surprised at how well he did look out there tonight because I was expecting him to be slowed somewhat by some kind of injury that we don't really know what's going on. Mark Gatcomb. I'm just going to say right now that this guy is basically, for me, the turning point of this entire season for the New York Islanders. We started slow by losing those first three games out of the gate, and even though we started to win some games after that, we still didn't look that really great. I just can't. This guy to me is solely responsible for fixing our entire fourth line. I've said this in other podcasts, but Kyle McLean is piggybacked off of Gatcomb's enthusiasm and energy, and has brought McLean back to being the player that he was a year ago or 2 years ago. Because he wasn't that player at the start of the season, McLean wasn't, and I truly believe that Gatcomb and him, they go together as a really good tandem, and they feed off each other, which in turn then brings Casey back to youth as well. And then all of a sudden, we've got a great fourth line, one that you never have to be worried about. They don't get hemmed in a whole lot. It's not like they're doing a whole lot of offense or anything, but they chip in every once in a while. But they're definitely not hurting this team, which turns it out to be a positive. And usually it's still a positive because they're pushing them down in the opposition end. So Gatcomb in 11 minutes and 13 seconds of ice time had zeros across the board, but this is a good game by the fourth line. Kyle McLean, same thing could be seven. 11 minutes and 45 seconds. He had two shots on net and one block shot. And then Zeker, he had zeros across the board as well in 12 minutes and 43 seconds and one block shot. So, like I said, you can't complain about the fourth line right now with what they're doing. So, to me, Gatcomb is the turnaround point for the New York Islanders. And ever since this has happened, as a team, we play, to me, it just seems like such an exciting brand of hockey now. I mean, granted, a lot of that is because of Schaefer and now Barzell feeding off of Schaefer and that, and everybody feeding off of Schaefer and making us just become an all-around more exciting team. Yeah, it's nice to be a high up tempo team, and I give Gatcomb a lot of that credit. Anders Lee, he got himself an apple tonight. He also was a +1 in 15 minutes and 27 seconds of ice time. He also got three shots on net and had one block shot. So overall, I think Anders' game in the last 6, 7 games is picked up from what it was at the start of the season. So I think Anders is starting to gain some steam and starting to look pretty good. Jonathan Drouin got himself an apple as well and picked up a +1 in that but he had 20 minutes and 47 seconds of ice time. And I thought he looked good. He had some dashes that looked pretty exciting. He also picked himself up a shot on net as well. Pager, what a beautiful pass on that goal by Scotty Orr. Scotty Mayfield, man, that was a nice play by Pager for sure. So he picks up an apple. He also goes +1 in 14 minutes and 58 seconds of ice time. So well done, Pager. Shabanov, he was a -1 tonight. He had 16 minutes and 15 seconds of ice time, but I still thought he was pretty good. Like, he's definitely not a detriment to the team for sure. And I can only see once he starts getting some confidence and maybe goes on a bit of a heater that it could be really exciting to watch Max Shabanov play. Heineman, what can you say about Heineman? Man, that release, unbelievable. How did we get this guy in a throw-in? in the Dobson deal. Like, wow, that's just crazy to have Kashawn Atchison and Victor Eklund, as well as Heineman for Dobson. And wow, that's almost hard to believe it. I mean, I can see the comments from the Canadians fans. They've already figured out Dobson. They already know Dobson as well as Islander fans know Dobson. So obviously they're not exactly too thrilled about it. I mean, yeah, he still gets the points like he did with the Islanders, but we know the deal. We know the deal. That's for sure. So anyway, yeah, Emil, what an awesome game. So he picks himself up a goal tonight, plus one, 17 minutes of ice time. Three shots on net and five block shots. Like this kid is an all-around good player. He's a good skater. He's a good shooter. He's a good passer. He's good defensively. What a steal! What a steal for the Isles for sure. Callum Ritchie didn't really stick out like he had been a lot. He was a -1 tonight, but I still didn't think he had a bad game. I mean, he only played 11 minutes and 28 seconds of ice, and he got one block shot. I just think he's still. I've talked about Callum. To me, I think is going to be the slow burn. I really do. I could see him slow burning even into next season, and maybe the full season of next season. But all of a sudden. I have a feeling Callum is going to get this game, and you can just see it in his game. You can see the flashes that he has, the moves that he makes, the passes that he makes. That I just think in time we're going to be very pleasantly happy with Callum Ritchie. That's for sure. Defensively, I thought Adam Pelech had a pretty good game tonight. 19 minutes of ice time. He had one shot on net. He also had a post as well. So overall, Adam's been playing his old stellar defensive style of hockey, which we come to love with Adam. So now that he's got that goal streak out of the way on him, and now he can just concentrate on just doing what he does best. Ryan Pollock, he was -1 tonight. He had a lot more ice time though. He had 22 minutes and 42 seconds, probably because he's playing with Schaefer. But he had one shot on net, four block shots. Unfortunately, that fourth block shot ended up hurting us and losing us the game. Like, but who knew? Who knew? I mean, he still blocked the shot and one hit. So overall, even though he gets the -1, really a solid game by Ryan Pollock. Scotty Mayfield, or Scotty Orr as I called him tonight, he was a +1 as per usual. However, he picks up a bad penalty at the end of the game there, but it happens. It happens. What can you do? It happens. Beautiful goal by him. Looked like a very seasoned veteran goal scoring star as he casually just ripped that one in. So really nice play by Scotty. So he got himself a shot on net, three block shot, and yeah, overall another great Scotty Mayfield game. Travis Mitchell. Wow, I was really impressed with Travis tonight. I saw a lot of really nice defensive plays. There was the one time in the second period we got hemmed in, and we've been hemmed in for quite some time, and it might have been the second shift of being hemmed in, and Travis made such a beautiful outplay out of our zone, did the perfect come up 10 yards short of the icing line. It was a thing of beauty, no panic, but I saw a whole bunch of other little nice plays by him as well. So Matthew Shaper, obviously, at least in my eyes tonight, this is beyond a doubt by quite a huge margin the worst game Matthew Shaper's ever had in the NHL. It was a rough one for the kid tonight. He looked like a rookie, and that's okay because you know what? He is a rookie, and so he got schooled once. He got danced around tonight. He had bad giveaways. He had bad penalties. He yeah, just it wasn't a good game, not all around for Matthew. Am I concerned about it? Not at all. Not at all. Just happens, and it's one of the reasons why we didn't win tonight is because he had such a poor game. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. We're becoming reliant on him, and that's the way it is, and that's what happens with superstars. People expect things out of him, and he's on his way. I have no doubt about it. So I will keep my expectations where they are with him for sure. I mean, the kid still got 26 minutes of ice time tonight. He had three block shots, one shot on net. So he was out there giving her, and I'll give him that. But Matthew, that was your worst game of the year, and I have a feeling you probably know it. You probably know it deep down inside yourself. So, yeah, I thought. Tony D'Angelo has been fantastic the last few games. He's been really dipsy doodling, and it just seems like he's been feeling it a lot. If I only had one complaint about Tony tonight, he had this one opportunity where he had a wide open lane to the net and he took it and he started skating in and then he ripped the shot off, probably higher than the hash marks. But he could have got about another 5 feet before he had to take that shot. And I kind of thought he shot it a little premature, where Scott Mayfield did the exact opposite. He took it all the way to the net, right? He got a lane, he took it, he went for it, and I think if Tony had done that, he might have had a much better opportunity of scoring on Gibson than what turned out to be a rather easy glove hand save for Gibby on that one. But overall, really happy with Tony's game. I think he's been playing really well. He was a plus one tonight. He had 17 minutes and 47 seconds of ice time. He had two shots on net. So other than that, pretty good. Ilya Sorokin, what can you say about Ilya tonight? Yeah, he only had 18 saves and 21 shots, and that sucks. But overall, that doesn't tell you about all the high danger chances that he stopped tonight out of those 21. Like there weren't very many softballs in there for him, that's for sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I saw in this game. Let's hope we can end the losing streak and keep it at one. I thought I'd go with my retros biker uh, 1970s look with the old chops, and don't forget the Burns. I went with Burns as well. So I wouldn't I wouldn't expect this look to last long, but I just thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be fun. I think I'll go to the pub tomorrow looking like this and let people look at me. So anyway, I'm hoping for a lot better things out of the Islanders in the next game. Hopefully. I know it's great to hear that Bo is day to day, but I sure would like to get a little more clarity on when his return is going to be because we need Bo. We definitely missed him tonight. That's for sure. So overall, though, not a stinker by the Islanders. Not the greatest game by the Islanders. Probably got what we deserved for such a bad third period. Anyway, I hope all you guys and girls all take care out there. And
Peace out. Wow.